And hello! You may have seen a notification of a live video. I'm learning this new setup. We got a whole crazy setup in here and I screwed up. So anyway, today we're going to talk about, does money buy happiness? Oh, you get so many different answers and people can just argue back and forth and back and forth. And I really hope to put this answer to rest once and for all, so you'll never have to really answer it and not be so sure about what the answer really is. If you're watching this live, give me a 1 in the comments below. Love to acknowledge you. If you're watching this on a replay, give me a 3 in the comments below so I can check it out after this live here. So let's talk about this. This is also a video I definitely think you should share with your friends and colleagues. So does money buy happiness? I'm going to answer this question first with a question. When I give you this question, I want you to think about the answer. You'll notice that you cannot answer the question with a yes or a no. Keep that in mind. So I'm going to ask a question, and you'll have a very difficult time answering yes or no. So here's the question. What's the question? The question is, does being in a relationship buy you happiness? Can you say yes? Can you say no? Do you know people who are in a relationship that are incredibly unhappy? Been there, done that? Sure. Do you know people who are in a relationship that are very happy? Hopefully you do. Do you know people who are very wealthy that are very happy? Yes. Do you know people who are very wealthy who are very unhappy? Absolutely. In fact, I know of a situation of a person who is a B, as in a billionaire, and that person's in and out of rehab. Could it be said that that person is happy because they're a billionaire? Something to think about. So what is the answer? Does money buy happiness? Does being in a relationship buy happiness? The answer is, it depends. There is no one size fits all, because we could be in a relationship and be unhappy. We can be in a relationship and be very unhappy. So there's no specific one ingredient. You just can't have money and be happy. You just can't be in a relationship and be happy. You have to have other ingredients. And this is why you'll see some of these documentaries sometimes, very interesting to watch, of people who have won the lottery, won millions and millions of dollars, and many of them end up being worse after, because they're totally destitute, because they don't know how to manage their money. So there's so many different variables into whether a relationship or money will make you happy. So let's talk about some of these variables. All right. First of all, let's figure out how we create associations to money. We have both negative and positive associations toward money, and I'm going to share with you how we create them. So a lot of how you'll answer that question, I think in a very biased way, is because of your association to money. For example, some people come from a religious background, and in fact, I'm going to correlate these two things together. Some people come up with the religious background that they've been conditioned to believe that money is the root of all evil. So now they create a very distorted association to money. Now, why do I say distorted? Because Scripture does not say it's money that causes all evil. It's the love of money. There is a distinct difference. The correlation is, when I work with people who are phobics, you know how many people are afraid of snakes? Where do you think we get that association from? For a lot of people, the association comes from the Bible. Satan represents a snake, and so on and so forth. So your association to money has so much to do with it. So let me share with you how we create a positive association to money, and how some people create a negative association toward money. So I want you to think about, let's say, when we were younger, have you ever had your grandparents or parents give you money for an allowance? Or maybe you got money, this is supposed to be a box, let's see, a gift box. Yeah, there we go, a little better. Where's a bow tie on it? I don't know, a little bow on it. So maybe you got a gift, and in that gift was money, or you got money and you used the money to buy something, maybe a toy or something bigger, and it made you in that moment what? It made you in that moment smile. So we create an association. Money makes me smile or happy. But in that moment, how many times have you bought a toy or bought something and it got old after a week or two or whatever, and no longer, you don't even use it anymore? Maybe a car as you get older. So these are things that we have to think about. Now, I'll give you another association. I dated a lovely young lady years ago, and so we'll put her here with long hair. There she is. And her parents were very obsessed with money. Let me tell you how obsessed they were. They eventually died, and her other siblings, I found out that in the backyard of one of their homes, they were actually slumlords, and I'll get to that in just a moment. They were slumlords, and they were digging up in the backyard. They would dig up 5-gallon barrels of money. They buried their money, right? They were so into money, it was crazy. I remember going over to her house, and this is gross, but it's true. There were maggots in some of their house. They were filthy, nasty people. It was just so filthy, it was disgusting. So now she's got two associations. She is big time OCD. If you want somebody to clean your house, this is the woman. There will not be a speck of dust anywhere. On the other hand, she's created a very negative association toward money. Very negative. Because she saw what money did in this particular case to her family. Isn't that interesting? So we disconnected and we reconnected, I don't know, probably 20 or 30 years later. And I just wanted to spoil her. So what I did, I picked her up, took her in a helicopter, then I put her in an airplane, and we flew to lunch, and she was bothered by that. She says, I don't want all that. I can't handle all that. I go, what's the problem with it? Well, it's all about money. And it's not all about money. I'm just going to do something for you that I think is really cool and really nice and very kind. But because of her negative association toward money, she will always live from paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. Now, she puts all of her time in her family, which is great, but at the other point, she also has this huge negative association toward money. So she has an imbalance there. So understand how you've created your association to money, whether it's positive or negative. That's Winnie in the background, so bear with me. So your association to money will answer this question, and oftentimes it'll answer this question incorrectly. Because the answer to the question is, does money buy happiness? It depends. What other ingredients are you putting with it? That's like me giving you a bunch of flour and say, does this flour make a cake? Well, by itself it doesn't. You need some other ingredients, but if the recipe calls for flour, yes, it does, along with other ingredients. So does money buy happiness? The answer is, it depends. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. I'd love to see your comments below. I really believe this is the answer to, does money buy happiness? And share it with your friends and colleagues. Till the next time. And don't forget also, below I'll have the link in my comments below about my Move Toward Emotional Freedom event, all virtual, coming up in just a couple weeks. If you have not got your digital ticket, now is the time to get it. You'll be able to spend 5 days with me. They're not 5 full days, they're just only an hour or two a day. And we talk about how to create negative and positive associations. How have you used negative or positive associations in your past to affect your day-to-day performance with money, in relationships, and the list goes on and on. I know you'll enjoy that program. I hope to see you there. Between now and the next time we get to chat, you know what to do. Don't let anything or anyone rent space in your head. Looking forward to seeing you.